Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Stranger in My Bed, The True Story of Marriage, Murder, and the Body in the Box, by Michael Fleeman, narrated by Kate Zane. I thought she was with you. John David Smith, in a phone call to Deanna Whaling. Chapter 1. As the afternoon shadows grew long in a lonely corner of Indiana, Sam Kennedy brought his truck to a stop, looked in the rearview mirror, and saw that the rest of the road crew from the Newton County Highway Department had fallen behind. If the afternoon had been any colder, Sam and his partner Russell Trail would have stayed in the truck, heater blasting, waiting for them to catch up. But spring had finally come to northwestern Indiana, with temperatures in the 50s and the skies clear. Sam got out of the truck and surveyed the landscape. Miles of farmland dotted with silos and barns. Dead trees lined the side of the road. The warmer weather was thawing out the cornfields from the winter freeze. It was Tuesday, April 22nd, 1980. Sam and the rest of the crew were repairing winter damage to a section of County Road 400 North, known locally as Hopkins Park Road. One of the few paved east-west roads in the area, Hopkins Park Road connected busy Route 41 on the western edge of Indiana with the little town of Hopkins Park in far eastern Illinois, 40 miles south of Chicago. Sam and Russell squirted oil in the cracks, and the second crew came along behind, sprinkling little rocks in the oil, creating what is called a chip-along road surface. But Sam and Russell had gotten too far ahead. The oil would harden before the second crew got there with the rocks. As Sam stood on the roadway, he let his eyes wander to the surrounding farmland. That's when he saw it, lying in the weeds on the far upslope of a drainage ditch that ran parallel to the road. A wooden box. It was about 5 feet long and a couple feet wide, the size and shape of the toolboxes in the beds of pickups. Sam pointed it out to his partner. They trudged into the 3-foot-deep ditch and walked up the other side to get a closer look. From its darkened, weathered surface, the box appeared to have been outside for some time. It looked to have been constructed by hand with plywood and finishing nails. They picked it up and carried it back up to the roadway, where they set it down next to the truck. With a crowbar from the truck, Sam pried open the lid and peered inside. A faintly musty smell hit him. Stuffed inside were a soiled blanket or quilt, green and old, and a tangle of clothes made of denim and plaid cloth. Sam poked at the quilt with the crowbar, pushing it aside to see what was underneath. As an object appeared, he gasped. Sam shouted to the other workers to stay right where they were until he called for help. He jumped into the pickup cab and radioed his boss, Highway Superintendent Ernie Collins, telling him to come out to Hopkins Park Road, just a couple miles west of 41, immediately. The old quilt in the box was covering a human skull. Larry Bartley had been driving home in his work car, a white Malibu station wagon, when over the radio he heard the dispatcher say, "Signal 8, 1079 at 400 North, west of US 41 in Newton." A crime scene technician for Newton County, Bartley knew the lingo. A body had been found on Hopkins Park Road. Turning around, he drove 5 miles to a spot on the road just west of Route 41, where he saw the highway workers standing near an old, weathered wooden box. They looked shaken, their faces ghostly white. At about the same time he arrived, his friend, Newton County Sheriff's Deputy Gerald Berman, pulled up in his chocolate brown and tan Ford LTD cruiser. Also arriving were Sheriff Ed Madison and the county's part-time elected coroner, Pat Cardwell, a funeral home owner.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?